According to the costume designer of Don't Look Up, Ariana Grande's unprecedented dress posed a potential fire hazard. Directed by Adam McKay, the Netflix sci-fi film features a star-studded cast, including Leonardo DiCaprio as Drive, Randall Mindy and Jennifer Lawrence as Kate Tobiaski. Alongside the blockbuster cast, many celebrities made a surprise cameo throughout the film, such as Chris Evans. Don't Look Up follows the journey of two astronomers on a media tour after discovering a forthcoming comet that will end human civilization, with only 6 months left until impact. The satirical film was written to represent society's inefficient view of climate change, represented by the public's sluggish reaction to the impending doom, as they're distracted by the polarization of politics and the more entertaining media coverage of the pop celebrity Riley Bina, played by Grant, with President Orlean, Meryl Streep, downplaying the truth, nudging supporters to ignore the scientists who warn of the looming peril. The two astronomers embark to help others confront the reality. In an interview with Vogue, costume designer Susan Matheson shares the uneasiness she encountered over Grande's costume during a special effects scene on the set of Don't Look Up. While Grande was suspended from the ceiling for her performance with Kid Cudi, they had to ensure the pyrotechnics and fireworks were away from Grande to avoid any possible fire hazards. Read Matheson's response below. The producers had the effects people running over to me to say they've got fireworks going off next to Ariana, who was suspended in the ceiling. They're telling me that we have to fireproof the feathers, and I had to go, do you know what happens to feathers when they're wet? Plus, I couldn't let them touch it or get firework sparks anywhere near Ariana. We had to figure out ways to do everything safely. I may have yelled, but that's a museum piece. I felt incredibly protective. In the same interview, Matheson discloses the creative ideas and processes behind designing Grande's extraordinary style in the film. Matheson wanted Grande to stand out away from her usual signature look. The costume designer went for the alluring feathered white dress as she desired an edgier look, which ultimately posed as the fire hazard. It would have been easier to pull off the stunt if Grande's costume could be fireproofed, but since it was a priceless couture Valentino museum piece, they couldn't risk damaging it. Thankfully, Matheson was able to secure the safety of the esteemed singer to avoid a potential accident. The science fiction film showcases the constant impending threat that society continuously chooses to ignore, which parallels today's issues in global pandemics and climate change. Although these issues have existed for a while, Don't Look Up shows how people tend to overlook the inevitability. In the case of Ariana's costume, the production heeding Matheson's suggestions for Grande's safety was the step that needed to be taken to avoid the possibility of endangerment.